Hey guys, Yophi here, coming to you with something that I've done before. I even have an audio video to it, but I want to come to you again because it was brought back to my attention, and the more that it's brought to me, the more that I want to bring it to you. So let's talk about the abortion issue. I know that I'm going to get demonetized because you say the word abortion. However, let's talk about this. The issue of abortion is something that is a hot topic in my country, but it needs to be addressed a certain way. Christians often try to get out of it. You see mega churches and a lot of people, they don't like answering these questions. But we have to get into the nitty-gritty. Why are these things important? They're important because if we don't address them, then we become irrelevant to the society, okay? You have to remember that the only reason that we have freedom to even worship Jesus the way that we do in this country is because you had a group of citizens who wanted to address these issues. They fought for these issues. They died for these issues. The reason as to why slavery is not legal anymore in America is because you had people in the North and the South who fought for the issues. They died for the issues. And if we do not even fight or address these issues, then we become irrelevant and things happen. And then after a while, you wonder, why are we stuck in this attic like Anne Frank, not able to do anything? Why are we hiding? We're hiding because you've been hiding for a long time before something became legal or illegal, okay? So it has to be addressed. These issues, these hot button issues, they have to be addressed. Do not sit down and just, I'm just going to sit in my corner and just pray. Okay, I understand that. You always want to pray, but your prayer should lead you to action. Okay, and in doing that, you need to have a zeal, but you also need to have knowledge. So let's talk about this abortion thing. I know that was a 2-minute disclaimer. Let's talk about this. What is this abortion? Well, these are the things that people bring up. The parent can't handle the child, so you don't want the child to end up in a foster home. That's baloney, okay? Because any time where you take an abortion issue, take it from the child in the womb to a normal human being. Because in the womb, they're apparently not normal, right? Okay, if I have a child and I lose a job, the child's only, let's say, 2 or 3. I lose a job. That child is not able to take care of himself, which would mean, by definition, the child is non-viable. You cannot live on your own. So, if I have this loss of job, we're all homeless, I don't want this child to grow up in this sort of lifestyle, okay? It's a bad lifestyle. I could give them up, but then I would bring them to a home and they wouldn't want to be in some type of foster home. So in order to stop this child from having this bad life, there are only 2. There are ways that we can inject lethal poison into them where they just go to sleep and die. Okay, so I should be able to do that because I am giving them a better decision than to have them live through life like this. Now, when you look at it as a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, it's a little different. But by definition, the child is still non-viable. So if somebody says that they're giving them a better choice because they would rather them not come to life than to give them a poor one, well, we should be able to say that about everybody. Okay? Anytime where a person is going to have a worse off life, as if we should be able to decide what's worse and what's not, then we should have the authority and the power to cut their life off. So if a person is in a coma, they're going through all types of hardships. Okay, the family has bills now. Okay, so what should you do? Kill them, because their life will be better off dead. That's something that you decide. Well, if a person is in a vegetative state, they're awake, but they don't really respond to any stimuli, kill them, because you just stab them to death. They're not self-aware. Kill them, okay? As a matter of fact, let's take it a step further, because this is the slippery slope of that argument. Anytime where anyone is an inconvenience to you and you can't handle it, murder becomes an option. It's not you put your life on the line so that they can have a better life. No, it is take them out so that you can have a better life. That's really what that is. So you have to be careful because this is being told to children. I get approached with this by children all the time, by 10, 11, and 12-year-olds that are giving this argument. They're presenting these slogans and not really considering the ramifications of what they mean. Okay? So with this abortion and this non-viable, they're not self-aware, it dehumanizes the baby in the womb. We even take it to where they're not babies. They're fetuses. Okay, fetus is Latin for baby. That's what it is. So if you say baby in Japanese, all of a sudden it's not a baby anymore because it's a different language. Fetus is Latin for offspring or baby. So they are a baby. They are self-aware. If you look at the research, babies are not self-aware until a certain time, but they can actually feel pain at 5 weeks. They can detect a heartbeat at 3 weeks. They are ticklish. They suck their thumb at 6 weeks. Okay? All of these things are happening, yet we're saying in order to avoid for them to have a bad life, we're going to take them out because mom's not able to take care of the child. That's, last I checked, a majority of people are not ready for parenthood. I have 4 kids. I was not ready for any of them. Okay? But to kill them because I'm not ready, to take out their life because I'm not ready, because I messed up. Okay? My first child, my wife and I, we weren't even married at the time. We were in sin. Okay? We were in sin. There's no reason as to why we should have allowed our first child to live. But we did. And now that child has brought more joy to us than anything, because children are a gift from God. You should be thankful that you should even be able to get pregnant and bring a child into this world. Okay? So that's where all of that lies. You have to be careful of these slogans, people, whether you're using them or whether you're allowing them to be used. Because if you really take time to apply your slogans to everything else, it is hypocrisy. Because if somebody, if you're a 13-year-old and your parents lose their job and you're going to go through a rough life and they decide to take you out to save money, or they decide to take you out so that you don't have to go through a bad life, what if they decide to take you out at 14, 15? Because they don't have the means to support you. What if you get pregnant at 14 and they decide to take you out along with the baby because it's going to mess up their life, because they won't be able to support you and this grandchild? You see, it all looks different when you think about it like that. So just be careful of that argument, the whole they're not going to be able to take care of it. So, and then you hear this one. I'm going to bring this up. We're at 8 minutes. I'm going to bring this up. What if it's rape? Let me tell you, statistically, less than 1% of abortion. Remember, there's over 58 million kids killed from abortion. Over 1,000 black babies aborted every day. Less than 1% of them were conceived from rape. Less than 1%. So let's not use the exception and then call it a standard. That would be like me making 6-fingered gloves because some people might be born with 6 fingers. Yeah, but you don't make that the standard to where every single glove is 6 fingers just because there's 1% of people born with 6 fingers. That's not the way that you handle that. Not only that, but what if you were conceived of rape? Well, you shouldn't have to remind the mother of what happened to her. So you're going to kill the child instead? What did the child do? The child didn't do anything. The child just got here, right? And also, there are people who have been conceived of rape who have done wonderful things on this planet if you give them a chance. But if you snuff that out, you don't even give them a chance to be great. Well, the life might be bad. Might be. You might learn some responsibility and become better for it. Some things happen, and sometimes good things come out of bad situations. I am a testimony of that, because I had some bad situations happen to me, and good things ultimately come out of it because I did not quit. You got to understand how life works, people. Bad things are going to happen. And no, we don't wish those bad things upon you. God forbid anybody gets raped. I hate that. But you would be surprised if you don't quit, if you don't give up, and you start to beat this thing. You'd be surprised at what can come out of it. All right? So I hope that that helps. You guys be blessed. All right? I hope that when somebody brings this to you, that it helps you to combat these things, because you got to make yourself relevant, Christians. Stop hiding, because soon it's going to be a time where you can't hide anymore, and they're coming for you, and they're going to take you out. All right? Just because of who you worship. Right? So that's where you get into Revelation and the mark of the beast and all of that. You're going to have to make a choice. You bow now or you bow later. If you bow now to Jesus, then we can still salvage this country. We can still save this country. All right? I hope that that brings a message to you guys. Peace be to you.